Welcome to Think Tech on OC16, Hawaii's weekly newscast on things that matter to tech and to Hawaii. I'm Jay Fidel.
And I'm Maria Kashem.
In our show this week, we'll cover the remarkable solar thermal system recently installed on the rooftop of the new Whole Foods store in Kailua, a perfect marriage of high-tech, store design, and good food.
Solar thermal is new and promising technology and could be an important part of Hawaii's clean energy portfolio. Tonight, we'll learn all about it.
Solar thermal is now just appearing in Hawaii, and the Whole Foods installation is one of the first on a commercial building.
To see this firsthand, Think Tech visited the new Whole Foods store in Kailua. It opened in April. It's fairly large at 25,000 square feet and has some great new design, shopping, and dining features.
Of course, the store has certain energy needs, especially for air conditioning. So a big question in the energy plan for the store was how to use solar technology to make the air conditioning more efficient, more renewable, and also cheaper. For this, Whole Foods ultimately turned to Lumen Solar, a local solar company that has been doing solar thermal. The partners in the business are entrepreneurs Melissa White and Rocky Mold.
First, we had a tour around the store with Dabney Goff, the store manager. She showed us the various departments and the produce and products in the store.
Dabney Goff, thank you very much for showing us around Whole Foods. We are very excited with your new store, which opened, in April this year?
April 18th.
Okay, that must have been a big time. Everybody loves Whole Foods.
It was very exciting.
My wife could relieve you of half your inventory in 20 minutes.
Luckily, we have a lot of backstock.
So Dabney, tell us about the store. Tell us the size and scope of the store.
Well, this is our third store for Hawaii. Our other locations are at the Kahala Mall here in town and in Kahului, Maui. Sustainability is a really important consideration in everything that we do, but certainly in the design of the building, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But some of the things that you can see here, we have skylights throughout the store. Using natural light reduces our need for illumination. This back wall here where it says Whole Foods Market, that's actually salvaged monkey pod wood.
Oh, good.
And then elsewhere in the store, you'll see quite a bit of salvaged Douglas fir.
Okay.
So not cutting down trees.
You like to buy local foods then?
We do.
It's a big thing.
We have a few people on our staff who work for all three of our Hawaii stores, and
Yeah.
their whole job is to identify and work with local producers to get their products on the shelves and also maintain those relationships. About 40% of our produce is from local farms, and many of those are farm direct relationships. So we're buying directly from the farmer rather than from a distributor.
That's really important.
So more money in the farmer's pocket. We get the product faster.
Yeah.
It's fresher.
Yeah.
And we just really like to have that one-to-one relationship.
Yeah,
with the
and you
people
can
we're feeding.
encourage the process of growing and delivering.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very interactive, collaborative process. We're here in seafood. Over here actually is one of our most popular pieces of the store, which is our self-serve poke bar. If you've been to the Kahala store,
Yes.
they have poke as well, but you have to get it from the person behind that counter. So here, you can grab a container, mix and match, try a little of this, a little bit of that. Our ahi is always fresh, never frozen. We get it from local waters, and we never treat it with carbon monoxide, which is something you see in a lot of other places. So really, really high quality.
The poke
really
looks terrific. I'm
delicious.
ready to dive into
Any
it.
time of day. So of course, all of this refrigeration takes a bit of energy to maintain the cold temperatures necessary. And what's really special about our solar system is that it dehumidifies the air, and in doing so lessens the workload of our refrigeration systems that you see here.
Okay, it looks like we're in the meat department
We're in
now.
the meat department here. We're really proud of our quality standards for our meat. Everything is no added hormones, nothing beyond what the animal was born with, no antibiotics in all vegetarian feed, so no animal byproducts in the feed. We also are very proud to support local beef, and we carry Maui Cattle Company in quite a few different cuts. It's 100% grass-fed beef, really intense beefy flavor, very lean, full of those great omegas that you get with grass-fed beef.
Great. I'm getting hungrier now yet.
This is the dairy aisle here.
Dairy, yes.
Here we feature much of our dairy behind these glass doors, which of course keeps cold air in rather than letting it spill out.
Yes, right. So you control the loss of the cold air that way.
Exactly. Bakery department. Use lots of fresh, local produce, no artificial colors or flavors. That's true for everything throughout the store.
You know that movie where the people get locked in the museum? How about a movie where they get locked in Whole Foods? They spend the rest of their lives eating.
Well, working here is the next best thing.
Okay.
So, prepared foods department. Again, everything here meets our base quality standards. No artificial colors, flavors, preservatives, no artificial sweeteners, no partially hydrogenated oils. All real food, all made here. Again, we use as much local produce as we can, about 50%.
Yeah.
The produce here is local. Salad bar, hot bars. It's breakfast time now, so we got our eggs and our biscuits
active.
and everything.
Yeah.
We even have a breakfast pizza from our pizza oven.
Oh, sure.
Breakfast sandwiches.
And you have places to sit down and eat all around.
Not only that, but we have my favorite feature of the store, which is a real live bar where you can have a pint of beer or a glass of wine.
Oh,
and
gee, that's a great idea.
Enjoy the food that you just got.
Yeah.
Our coffee juice bar here. Good
This is
morning.
like Starbucks already.
So we, a couple things make our coffee juice bar unique. We always have a local coffee brewed and ready to go for folks to enjoy. We use Hawaii's fresh milk for our lattes and such. Fresh squeezed juices and smoothies, custom juices. And we have a first for Whole Foods Market as a company, which is local shave ice.
Do you really?
Yep.
We did a program on shave ice a few weeks ago.
Oh, well,
I
did
wish
you
I'd
feature ours?
known, yeah.
Well, ours is through a partnership with Ono Pops, the local company that does the popsicles, and they make our shave ice syrups for us.
So I'm Rocky Mold. I'm a partner with Lumen Solar. We're a local Hawaii company, and we're the distributor for Apricus Solar Thermal. Those are evacuated tube solar thermal units. They can be used for domestic hot water heating, and because they're highly efficient and reach very high temperatures, they can also be used for more specialized applications. What's on the roof here is a unique system. It's a solar liquid desiccant air conditioning system. And what that is a unit that dehumidifies the air before it enters the store.
Why would I want to do that?
Now, it's amazing, actually. With grocery stores, their largest energy use is refrigeration and air conditioning, because for various reasons that Dabney talked about, they need a high load of that. It's somewhere from 70 to 80% of a grocery store's overall bill. Energy usage. So what dehumidified air does is by lowering the relative humidity of the store, it allows the air conditioners to run more efficiently at less energy, and it also allows all the refrigeration and open cases to run much more efficiently. So their energy bill is going to go down anywhere from 30 to 50%.
That's huge.
According to our estimates. So we are the distributor, as I said, for Apricus. We're bringing a new product to Hawaii that is a more efficient solar thermal collector. We are working with the inventors and commercializers of this new liquid desiccant
Who are the
technology.
inventors? Where are they?
And it's J&J Mechanical and AIL Research. AIL Research is out of Princeton, New Jersey, and J&J Mechanical is from Brea, California. They are experts in mechanical engineering, HVAC, and then J&J Mechanical is a specialist really in HVAC for grocery stores. And since it's such a big part of grocery stores' bills, it's a really specialized, unique industry.
So what's the penetration of this technology in Hawaii right now?
This technology on the Whole Foods, this is the second LDAC unit, but it's the first LDAC unit that is run on solar heat. So our solar thermal collectors are being used in the process for dehumidifying the air. So it's the first of its kind in the nation, really, for a solar liquid desiccant air conditioning unit. LDAC.
LDAC.
Yeah.
LDAC.
LDAC. Exactly.
You'll be hearing more of that. You'll be hearing more of that term as we go forward on this. We're going to climb this little tiny ladder. We're going to take a look at the installation on the roof. Then we climbed up onto the roof of the store, where we took a look at the solar thermal installation and the liquid desiccant air conditioning system, LDAC, that dehumidifies the air.
And this is my partner in Lumen Solar, Melissa White. She's the founder of Lumen Solar and the reason why I'm here. We're here on the roof of Whole Foods, and what you see behind me is an array of solar thermal collectors. These are Apricus evacuated tube solar thermal collectors. They're being used with a very unique system, which is a solar LDAC system. Now what that does is it dehumidifies the air, the outside air that they bring into the store before they air condition it. So by lowering the relative humidity of the store, they're drastically reducing their energy usage and their loads for their refrigeration and air conditioning.
Outstanding. Well, let's get a little closer to one of these things.
So this is one Apricus solar thermal collector. This is an AP30. This is our base unit. Now there are 80 of these on the roof. Now this actually could go on someone's home or on a business in any number to meet any need for hot water. We're actually competitive in terms of prices with flat plate collectors here on Hawaii. We actually perform better in terms of we get to higher temperatures and when you get into Mauka and windy areas that don't have as much sun, because these are more efficient, we actually work better than some other products. Yeah, so each of these are vacuum tubes. Now it's a, basically what happens, the sun comes in and it heats up a copper pipe that you can't see in there right now that has a tiny bit of water in it. The distilled water evaporates and turns to heat and rises up to this manifold area where the usable water is flowing by. The water is flowing through the top here, and all that hot water is being used for is one part of the process for this liquid desiccant air conditioner.
Here you are, gathering heat from the sun, passing heat from the water, putting what amounts to hot water into a system, and all this is to make the air in the store cooler.
What the system is doing is making the air going to the store drier, and by doing that, it's able to be cooled more efficiently. It just takes a lot more energy to cool wet air than it does to cool dry air. So by taking that moisture out, we're greatly reducing the energy that the air conditioner needs to use, as well as the refrigeration system, because it doesn't have to, we don't have to worry as much about frost buildup on the refrigeration coils or condensation in the cases. So, you know, basically, the bottom line is that your refrigeration and air conditioning costs can be cut by as much as 30 to 50% with one of these types of systems. An evacuated tube is kind of like a thermos. It has a double-walled tube, and between the two walls is a vacuum. So that means once heat gets in, it doesn't escape. You can touch one of those tubes in full sun and it'll be cool to the touch. That means a couple things. One is it's very efficient at collecting and retaining heat, and number two, it can achieve very high temperatures. In the case of this system, the operating water temperature is in the neighborhood of 200 degrees, and that exceeds the capabilities of most solar thermal or solar hot water collectors. The LDAC itself is a separate unit, and that attaches to the store's air conditioning system. What it does is it pre-dries the air coming from outside into the store, which then makes their air conditioner have to work much less hard to attain the desired temperature and humidity. So basically, by pre-drying the air entering the store, we're providing huge energy savings. It takes much more energy to cool wet air than it does to cool dry air. And believe it or not, on the order of 30 to 50% savings can be achieved by installing this type of system and reducing the store's humidity. This system achieves energy savings in a couple of different ways. One is by significantly reducing the amount of runtime for the air conditioner. So basically the air conditioner just has to run a lot less when it's cooling drier air. Two, the store can actually turn down the settings on their refrigeration systems because it doesn't have to spend as much time defrosting the coils from buildup of frost or dehumidifying the cases. You'll notice when you go into Whole Foods that you'll open a case and there won't be the type of condensation layer that you often see in grocery stores. The air is comfortable, it's not too cold, and the cases are drier. So that basically extends the product life as well as saving them a lot of energy. So The end result of this system is about a 40% reduction in their annual AC and refrigeration costs.
The store itself is 25,000 square feet. This array, this Apricus array, is 3,500 square feet. So you would need actually a lot more room in PV panels if you wanted to get the same amount of bang for your buck.
This is actually the first system of its kind in the country that utilizes solar thermal as a heat source in conjunction with liquid desiccant air conditioning. There's been other liquid desiccant air conditioning units installed, including at other Whole Foods. However, this is the first one to really put solar thermal to work on a commercial scale. It's very exciting, and the Department of Energy and National Renewable Energy Laboratory are part of it, providing some funding to research and assist the project. So we're in the process of monitoring the system, we're collecting data, and so far everything is going as expected. So far, so good.
Essentially, in the LDAC unit, when the air comes through, it passes through lithium chloride, and as the air passes, the water molecule from the air bonds to that lithium chloride, and then that's called the desiccant. And after that desiccant has that water on it, we bring in the solar heat to evaporate that water off the lithium chloride so that we can then reuse the lithium chloride. So it's helping create a continuous sort of loop. And it can actually hold 10 times its weight in water. In one molecule of lithium chloride can hold 10 molecules of water. So it's a very efficient way of sucking the water out of the air. The relative humidity in the air in Hawaii is typically around 55 to 65% relative humidity, and we're actually, the LDAC unit actually is spitting out 18 to 20% relative humidity air, and we're actually mixing that air to reach a target of somewhere between 35 and 45% relative humidity. LDAC right here. This is really the most valuable piece of this whole system. This is a patented product. As I mentioned, the guys from AIL Research in New Jersey invented this, and we're working with J&J Mechanical out of Southern California to couple it with our solar system and help Whole Foods out here.
The main unit is where all the dehumidification takes place and the regeneration of the desiccant, which is powered by solar. So there's waste heat created in that process, and the cooling tower handles that. This right here is a small gas backup heater, and very small because the solar portion is designed to provide 90% of the heat needed by the system. We actually, out of sight, down on the ground level, we have two 1,500-gallon stainless steel tanks, and those are meant to store the solar heated water, kind of like a battery, so that we don't have to rely on gas when the sun goes down. We can continue to use the solar heated water and maximize that contribution.
So with all of the incentives, the Hawaii Energy Rebate and tax credits, as well as the grant support from NREL and DOE, the payback on this system is about 1 year, the simple payback, and that works out to about a 70% IRR.
We couldn't ask for a better showcase project in Hawaii, and it's on the forefront of what's happening, and we see a future for this throughout the Pacific.
This installation looks a little like a solar water heater system and a little like PV, but is neither. It's very high-tech, very efficient, and clearly a sign of things to come.
This demonstrates again that clean energy technology is a moving target, and that new technologies can emerge even overnight and change and improve whatever was going on before.
What a roof, what a tour. It made us hungrier and hungrier. With the savings involved, Whole Foods will recover the cost of the system in about a year, which is a really short period of recovery.
And now, Maria, let's take a look at our ThinkTech calendar of events going forward.
ThinkTech's 4 to 5 p.m. drive time radio series on KGU 760 AM continues this week. Raise your awareness on ThinkTech Radio.
On October 25th, ThinkTech and the Hawaii Venture Capital Association will present a program called Is UH Meeting Its Expectations for Tech Development, featuring Chancellor Tom Apple and a number of the deans at Manoa. Sign up for these programs on hvca.org.
And now, here's Bill Spencer, president of the Hawaii Venture Capital Association, with this week's Spensation.
The killing of the American ambassador in Libya upset the apple cart. It revealed all this anti-American sentiment. And in the process, the Israeli-Iranian confrontation seemed to accelerate a little bit. One of the tricks in Iran's bag is to close down the Straits of Hormuz, which carries 35% of the world's oil. In anticipating that, the U.S. and I think Britain also began to assemble a fairly large, powerful armada in the Straits of Hormuz a few days ago. So, the issue is why does Hawaii care? I mentioned this to one fellow, and he said, well, why would we care? We don't get our oil through the Straits of Hormuz anyway. I said, you silly you. Even if we don't get our oil through the Straits of Hormuz, it's going to have an effect on price and availability of oil all over the world if the Straits of Hormuz are somehow blocked. Then Hawaii would be at great risk. We talk about clean energy, but we're still using oil.
That's right.
Clean energy is into the future. I think 90% of our energy still comes from oil. It's an island community 2,500 miles from the nearest, help, essentially. We really have to become self-reliant. Only way to do that is local companies using local renewable sources. And I don't for the life of me understand why people jump ship on that issue all the time. Don't want to care about it anymore. They cared about it in 2008, but they don't care about it now. The Clean Energy Initiative has transmuted itself into the Cheap Energy Initiative. And all you hear now is, we got to have cheap energy. People forgot about the self-reliance thing. They forgot about climate change. They forgot about the reasons for the initiative in the first place. How short our memories are.
Parallel to economic diversification.
Yes, exactly.
As soon as tourism picks up, which it is right now, we forget about diversifying the economy.
Yes.
All is rosy when Waikiki hotels are full.
Yes.
So it's the same kind of short-term thinking that's going to continue to plague us if we don't organize our priorities.
If something happens in the Straits of Hormuz or other things, who knows? The world is so interconnected. We are going to feel it immediately. I don't think people realize what a real blackout is like when the ship doesn't come in and there is no oil. Renewables can't carry it. Half a ship can't carry it. You've got to have sufficient fuel to run the system. If you only have half the fuel you need, the system doesn't go.
It's not going to work.
Right, it's a big blackout. And they don't think they realize what a blackout is over time. You wake up one morning, nothing. And, you want to go? You want to leave? Go to the airport? No, the airport's not working.
Shut down.
You want to take a ship? No, the ships aren't working either. Everything stops. The only people you can count on in a time like that would be some military bailout, the National Guard or the military here or in the West Coast, treating this as a high emergency and trying to preserve public order. Hope you have food and water in your refrigerator.
There you go. And even that will spoil in short order.
That's right. Open it once or twice and it's not cool anymore. I don't think people realize what could happen. We have 1 million plus people, 1.3 in the state now. We aren't going to be able to run things very well. We're not going to be able to run away either. We're going to be locked in our own failure to be self-reliant. An island community has to really focus on self-reliance more than somebody on the continent.
Well, I agree, and I think that's where, again, the priorities have to be shuffled. There's a little talk about food sustainability, food security, but just like everything else, we import it.
We have to find a way to regenerate the concern that existed in 2008 about energy and also the concern about food, locally grown food. We're not growing really much of anything.
Not much.
And we're certainly not doing open ocean aquaculture either.
Not yet.
Not
Will
yet.
be soon.
Yeah, well, soon. You know, it's a race against time.
It is.
That's what we have here. It's a race against time. We have to speed up the pace if we're going to win the race.
I'm with you on that.
All right, Phil. We'll be right back to wrap up this week's edition of Think Tech. But first, we want to thank our underwriters.
Thanks to the Scheidler Family Foundation, which supports a number of educational, cultural, and charitable organizations, including Think Tech.
Hawaiian Electric Company and its affiliates Miko and Maui and Helco and the Big Island are deeply committed to the communities they serve.
Galen Ho is a senior executive of BAE Systems, a global defense, security, and aerospace company, and CEO of CBI Polymers, a tech company in Hawaii.
The High Tech Development Corporation, the state's leading technology agency, attached to the Department of Business, Economic Development, and Tourism.
Castle and Cook Hawaii, with a time-honored legacy that spans more than 160 years and revolves around its mission of investing in Hawaii, creating communities, and providing for the needs of our state.
Okay, Maria, that wraps up this week's edition of Think Tech. Remember, you can watch Think Tech on OC16 several times every week. Can't get enough of it, just like Maria does. For additional times, check out OC16.tv.
You bet, Jay. For lots more Think Tech videos and for underwriting and sponsorship opportunities on Think Tech on OC16, visit thinktechhawaii.com. Be a sponsor or a volunteer and help us reach Hawaii. Want to learn about our community? Watch Think Tech on OC16. Want to get involved in video production, camera work, and editing? Give us a call at 780-9254. That's 780-9254.
I'm Jay Fidel. Thanks so much for joining us on Think Tech. You can watch this show throughout the week and tune in next Sunday evening for our next important weekly episode. Aloha, everyone.
And I'm Maria Kashem. Aloha, everyone.